do you still follow WWE closely? Are you watching and keeping up as much as you can, or it's something you pick up here and there?
As much as I can through social media, and I don't hardly do any social media. I'm a little bit more active on Instagram, but on the wrestling side of it, of course, I follow them, so I'm able to keep up with a lot of storylines or at least quick segments. So that's how I keep up with it. And if it's a major pay-per-view, of course, I watch Royal Rumble, I watch WrestleMania, I watch the major events. Right. So I still do follow, not intently, but I still do.
So what did you make of? It seemed like the wrestling world was convinced Cody Rhodes was going to finally end the reign, no pun intended, of Roman Reigns. And then Roman won, and people were like apoplectic about it. What did you make of that decision there from the WWE?
I was asked that question a little while back, closer to the moment that it happened, and I thought it was the right call at the right time for the right reasons. And they had it set up as a storybook ending. This is going to complete the story. Cody was going to win that coveted belt that he wanted to complete the mission for his father, and had his beautiful wife and baby out there, and all the pieces were set. And then all of a sudden, outside interference, they're having a great match. They build it perfectly. So Solo Sikoa comes out there. It's Jimmy J. It's Sammy Kevin. It was chaos. And when the ref goes down, I mean, it was a great finish, and I loved it. And I think that, Roman's so hot right now. He's doing so great. I thought it was the right finish. I loved it. I think the time whenever Cody does win that belt, I think this makes the people. Dave LaGreca said, they missed out on an opportunity. Man, to me, it only made an opportunity for you to care more about Cody Rhodes. And I give that kid so much credit for leaving WWE, going and doing what he did, coming back, and then fighting through an injury and coming back to performing in a magnificent match on a grand stage. So I thought they got it right.
Yeah, it's funny. At the time, I was kind of I like both guys, because Roman has been on this podcast like 6 or 7 times, and Cody was on right before then. And I really like them both a lot. And I figured, the Cody story is a nice story, and I thought maybe it's time. And then when I thought about it after the fact, the WWE definitely has something here with the 1,000 days as champion. When you think about it now, looking back at WrestleMania, why wouldn't they go a little longer to get to that 1,000 days? So I got it from that time. I had to ask you. I mean, listen, there was no one bigger and hotter than you in WWE history. Do you remember what your longest reign was?
Wasn't very long.
Really?
It wasn't about title reigns. This, I think, because they have something so special with Roman, I don't think they intended on it being a 1,000-day reign, whatever it is right now. But the young man, has just put the pieces together so good. And he really struggled, because when Vince kind of chose him, and they were writing him some bad stuff, and he had to find himself. And in some ways, kind of like The Rock. When The Rock first came out, man, he was this good-looking guy, and people just said, oh, no. It turned into one of the hottest acts ever. So then all of a sudden, Roman starts evolving, and he finds himself. And then all of a sudden, one thing leads to another. It's like, holy cow, we're 1,000 days in. So this is special. And I know 3 years ago, they weren't saying, we're going to get 1,000-day run out of this kid. No, it didn't happen like that. He's just been so damn good. He's learned everything. He's just got that alpha state going on, and the time is right for Roman Reigns. And when the time comes for someone else, it will. But just by putting a belt on Cody to make Cody or complete the story, if you're looking big picture, that's the wrong thing to do. Cody's time will come, and when it does come, it will be the right time.
Got it. Do you follow AEW at all?
A little through social media, what I catch on social media, but that's it. I don't. What's the question?
Well, I mean, it seems like all anyone talks about with AEW is CM Punk coming back, not coming back, coming back, not coming back. He had the incident. I don't know. To me, sometimes it seems like he's more trouble than it's worth. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. You never know what's a work, what's a shoot. And I hate using those terms with a wrestler because I feel like it makes me sound like an idiot, but I don't know the other terms to use for that. Is he worth the trouble to employ and have around? Because it always seems like there's an issue with him.
I don't know the trouble. And it's funny because I just sent a message to Punk yesterday. and we were just talking about his dog. He had posted a picture of his dog, and I sent him a message. And then I had heard through the grapevine that he'd torn his tricep. And so I said, hey, man, did you tear your tricep? And he said he confirmed that he had. So I don't know where it is on the healing process. I don't know the ins and outs or the behind-the-scenes stuff. We have a TV, and like we stream a show every night, but other than that, I don't watch TV, so I don't watch any shows. What I do keep up with on about wrestling is on social media. So I don't know if there's a soap opera behind Punk, or I think he's a hellacious talent. So I don't know of the trouble or the ongoings of what you speak. So I can't answer that question, and that's an honest response because
I got you.
No.
Yeah. Last thing, and then we'll get on to the show. Stone Cold takes on America on A&E Sunday nights. Were you surprised? What was your reaction when you found out the WWE was sold and Vince McMahon gave up his company, even though he's still a part of it? I mean, I don't think, maybe I'm wrong. You can tell me. I think a lot of people never thought Vince would ever sell, and then he sold. I think a lot of people were shocked. I don't know if you were, but I'd love to get your reaction on the sale.
No, I wasn't shocked at all. You know, it had been in the grapevine, and it happened, and it kind of made sense. I mean, UFC did it. So why not WWE? You know, Triple H went out there and cut that promo saying that they're not going anywhere, meaning the people that are running WWE. I mean, it still needs to, I think it needs to come from a wrestling minded, you know, family type thing, or those key players to, I mean, that's a tricky business. Not anybody just with a television background walks into the pro wrestling industry or the sports entertainment industry, whatever they want to call it, and can produce great results. So you keep the people running it that do, because they know their fan base probably as good as anyone or better than anybody. So, you know, another business. I remember when Vince took that company public years ago, and I asked him, I said, Vince, why do you want to do this? He goes, Steve, to legitimize the business. And I'm like, man, I'm an old school wrestler. I don't have that business brain that Vince has.
Right.
Like, dude, I think you ought to just hang on to it yourself. But anyway, he's done what he's done. He's the greatest wrestling promoter that ever lived, and it's a business opportunity, and the machine rolls on.